speak. Thank you, microdosing. Go ahead. Thank you.
Oh, hi. So can you guys hear me? Okay,
Yeah, we can
perfect.
hear you.
So, I think the first thing I'll talk about is the her experience in the dating. Oddly enough, I have the inverse. I don't really think of like skin color when I date. I think of a lot of things, but just like there's hot men in every culture, so I don't really mind. I don't really think like there's so many attractive men in different cultures. But anyway, when she says about the like best dating experience, I've had white guys give me like the let's do a walk in the park, or like I had one guy take me to like drink smoothies and then walk for 4 miles, and he had me like I was like in heels. It was disgusting. My nicest date was actually with an African American man. It was like it must have been a minimum $800. He took me to it was in New York City. He took me to like two rooftops, a comedy bar, all this stuff. So I think that just contradicts like just that part. The second part about being African American men, oddly enough, I have a problem as Black women. So many men go online and say so many stereotypes about us. Oh, we're ghetto, we're this, we're that. There's so many negative things said about us. So for us to get online, fix our mouths, and do that to our own people is frustrating. And then to micro do it to the point where you do it to African American men to African American particularly is so vile. So I'm half African American. My mom's side descended from American slavery in Georgia. My dad's side Guyanese American. Um, the amount of like toxicity I see around black being a black person on both sides, Caribbean, like my scariest experience with colorism was a guy basically saying that I should be raped for like being dark skinned because I rejected him and he was Haitian. And and people are saying anecdotal. Her video is anecdotal. She has had a subjective experience, and I've had the opposite. I would never go online and then degrade a whole group because of that. And don't get me wrong, there's stuff to be said about our community and colorism, our community, not just African Americans. I have had my Caribbean family insult me for having nappy hair, etc., and all these things. And then when it grew out and it was like looser, being like, oh, I wish I had your hair. Like I've had it all. So like it's our community as a whole that's toxic when it comes to how we treat women, how we look at women, and so on. Just because the time is flying, another thing I wanted to address is what was said earlier later about like family values. A speaker came up here and she said like, oh, it's a problem in America because other countries don't have divorce rates. Literally, like it's harder to get access to financial resources in other countries sometimes. So it's going to be harder for women to divorce their husbands. But the amount of like DV and internalized misogyny in all cultures around the globe is toxic. In America, we have more access to help. So yes, there's going to be a higher divorce rate. But if we are going to get on this website and say different Black cultures are not toxic when it comes to how we treat women, and it's just African Americans and it's just something within our culture, like you're being ridiculous. So I don't know. I think like just separating out the one group of like African Americans and then saying these stereotypes online is just silly. And we're all going to have subjective experiences that are different. So I don't know. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you, microdosing. I appreciate you. You still have 30 seconds. So, get your ish off in these last 30 seconds.
Okay. I just want to apologize if that wasn't like, concise. I was trying to get everything out in time. But those are some important things I wanted to say. Like just my experience of having both, there's very little differences. I have been bullied and berated by all cultures of people for my dark skin. And I've also been celebrated by all cultures.